I was just wondering how you're going to be, at 9:30 tomorrow morning. Are you prepared?
I'm prepared. Yeah, I'm ready to go. Hey, I was tortured at BCI. They had the intercom on in the room, and they kept lying that it wasn't on, and they were using sonic pressure on my head since 1997.
Aileen,
I did some sloppy work, and I left.
How have you sonic pressure?
And every time I was trying to write something, I think they had some kind of eye in the cell. I'm not sure, but every time I started writing something, it went up higher. So I'm thinking that probably had the TV rigged.
And do you think, did that affect your mind, do you think?
Huh?
Did that affect your mind in some way, the sonic?
It was crushing my head, and they were using sonic pressure continually. Then when I had 3 meetings with Miss Villacorta on it, every meeting I had, she increased the pressure of the volume of the comm, increased the harassment on the floor, increased the trays being inedible, just increased every bit of my complaints and trashed all grievances. Serial killer or anything, murder or whatever you want to call it, It wasn't professional at what I was doing. And that was covered up. Did you know there was helicopters dropping down from the sky? Deputy sheriff with decoys picking me up? I'm all right with it.
So
I was a hitchhiking hooker.
Right.
Because I was no professional and let me kill the rest of those guys to turn me into a serial killer. I know they did.
Prepared yourself for tomorrow morning?
I'm all right with it. They're trying to make it look like I was crazy at all times, rig up the room with torture. If I said anything about I think their whole plan was to try to make it look like I was totally crazy, and so nobody would believe anything I had to say about anything, and then drive me there if they could. The TV or the mirror, something was rigged. They got a huge satellite on the compound. After they put the huge satellite on the compound, it could have been either rigged to the TV set or the mirror or something, because the electrician, when he put the mirror on the wall, he said, "Doesn't that look like a computer?" The back of it, and they stuck it to the wall.
What more is there to say about the cops? What more do you want to say about the cops?
A lot of stuff. Did you know that they were surveilling me before I killed? Running into trouble, I shoot the guy if I ran into trouble. They've been trying to tell the truth, and I keep getting it stepped on. Concerned about if I was raped, I'm not giving you much book and movie info. I'm giving you info for investigations and stuff, and that's it.
So
I was a hitchhiking hooker.
Right.
You don't take fucking human life like this and just sabotage and rip it apart like Jesus on the cross and say thanks a lot for all the fucking money I made off of you. And, whatever's on the beyond, I think it's going to be more like Star Trek, beaming me up into a space vehicle, man. Then I move on, recolonize to another planet or whatever. But it's whatever's the beyond, I know it's going to be good because I didn't do anything as wrong as they said. I got a big finger in all your faces, thanks a lot. You're an inhumane bunch of fucking living bastards and bitches, and you're going to get your asses nuked in the end. The TV or the mirror, something was rigged. They got a huge satellite on the compound. After they put the huge satellite on the compound, it could have been either rigged to the TV set or the mirror or something, because the electrician, when he put the mirror on the wall, he said, "Doesn't that look like a computer?" The back of it, and they stuck it to the wall.
And do you think, did that affect your mind, do you think?
Huh?
Did that affect your mind in some way, the sonic?
It was crushing my head, and they were using sonic pressure continually. Then when I had 3 meetings with Miss Villacorta on it, every meeting I had, she increased the pressure of the volume of the comm, increased the harassment on the floor, increased the trays being inedible, just increased every bit of my complaints and trashed all grievances. I'm all right with it, but like I said, remember, let them know that I know that the cops knew who I was. After Richard Mallory died, I left prints everywhere, and they covered it up.
So
I was a hitchhiking hooker.
Right.
Had a lot of trays that were attempted murder and everything. I had to wash all my food off. And then one day I didn't wash my food off, and I was sick for 3 weeks, almost died. Physical trouble, the cops knew it. When the physical trouble came along, let her clean the streets, and then we'll pull her in.
But
that's
how come
why.
there was so much physical trouble? Because it was all in 1 year. 7 people in 1
Oh
year.
well. Oh well.
But why not say now?
Because I'm out of retaliation for taking my life like this and getting rich off it all these years in total pathological lying. Yeah, thanks a lot. I lost my fucking life because of it. Couldn't even get a fair trial. Couldn't even get a fair investigation or nothing. Couldn't even have my appeals right. You sabotaged my ass, society, and the cops, and the system. A raped woman got executed. I suffered so bad. I was really struggling to survive.
But you're okay now.
I'm okay. I'm okay. God is going to be there. Jesus Christ is going to be there. All the angels and everything.
They did everything that you're saying they did. Nonetheless,
Yeah.
you killed 7 men.
Yes,
and
you
I'm
did.
asking you, what got you to kill the 7
And
men?
I'm telling you because the cops let me keep killing them, Nick. Don't you get it?
Not everybody is killing 7 people. So there must have been something in you that was getting you to do that.
You are lost, Nick. Put a big question mark on your film.
You or not, Aileen.
Oh, whether the cops are following me or not, Aileen,
okay,
what?
Let's say...
And then I knew it.
Decision.
I have made peace with my Lord, and I have asked forgiveness. I am sorry that my acts of self-defense ended up in court like this, but I take full responsibility for my actions. It was them or me. I am sorry for all the pain that my actions have caused. I am prepared to die if you say it is necessary. But I am not afraid.
By pleading guilty, it appeared that Lee Wournos was in reality hoping for mercy and forgiveness, but that is not what happened.
I sentence you in case number 91-463 to death for the murder of Troy Burris. Case number 91-304. I sentence you to death for the murder of Charles Humphreys. Case number 91-112, Citrus County case number. I sentence you to death for the murder of David Spears.
Thank you.
You can believe it or you don't have to believe it. That's up to you, man. 4 or 5 months before my arrest, it was covered up.
But none...
And not care about a human being and the truth being told. Now I know what Jesus was going through. I suffered so bad. I was really struggling to survive.
So
I was a hitchhiking hooker.
Right. So
I was a hitchhiking hooker.
Right. So
I was a hitchhiking hooker.
Right.
And probably see, I'll be up in heaven while y'all are rotting in hell.
Okay, there will be an automatic appeal. You have the right to an appeal. Mr. Glazer, is that going to be handled by you
May
or the
your
public
wife and
defender?
kids get raped.
I would ask that you would
Right
point
in
the
the
public defender's
ass.
office.
I suffered so bad. I was really struggling to survive. And pretty soon it's coming. 2019, a rock's supposed to hit you anyhow. You're all going to get nuked. Yeah?
Let's say they were for...
Yeah?
Let's say they were for...
Yeah?
Let's say they were for...
It was used for books and movies and shit. Bladder climbs, the election, everything else.
That I want to say that I think needs to be said.
I know I was raped. You weren't nothing but a bunch of stump.
Okay, there will be an automatic appeal. You have the right to an appeal. Mr. Glazer, is that going to be handled by you? Okay, there will be an automatic appeal. You have the right to an appeal. Mr. Glazer, is that going to be handled by you
May
or the
your
public
wife and
defender?
kids get raped.
I would ask that you would
Right
point
in
the
the
public defender's
ass.
office.
Less.
Nobody ever asked me
What
these
about the
questions.
cops were following...
Your wife and kids get raped.
I would ask that you would
Right
point
in
the
the
public defender's
ass.
office.
So
I was a
explain.
hitchhiking hooker.
Right,
Hooker.
right,
Hooker.
right,
Hooker.
right.
For these proceedings are now
Putting
concluded.
somebody who was raped to death.
For these proceedings are now
Putting
concluded.
somebody who was raped to death.
Well, I've walked these streets, a virtual stage, it seemed to me. Makeup on their faces, actors took their places next to me. Well, I've walked these streets in a carnival of sights to see. All the cheap thrill seekers, vendors and the dealers, they crowded around me. Have I been blind? Have I been lost inside myself and my own mind? Hypnotized, mesmerized by what my eyes have seen. Well, I've walked these streets in a spectacle of wealth and poverty. In the diamond market, the scarlet welcome carpet that they just rolled out for me. And I've walked these streets in the madhouse, as silent they can be, where a wild-eyed misfit prophet on a traffic island stopped and he raved of saving me. Have I been wrong? Have I been wise to shut my eyes and play along? Hypnotized, paralyzed by what my eyes have found, by what my eyes have seen, what they see. Have I been blind? Have I been lost? Have I been wrong? Have I been wise? Have I been strong? Have I been hypnotized, mesmerized by what my eyes found? In that great street carnival, in that carnival.
was